Okay, hey friends, so let's just talk a really quick rundown of Indoc phase. And again, all this is found online, so I'm not telling you anything that isn't already made publicly available. This is just my perspective and things that I found that were unique, that helped me, that I was not told or I did not find previously, like through YouTube, through my resources, through online, all that stuff. I did adamant research for like way too long, even well before I even submitted my package about OCS, just so I had a good heads up of kind of what to expect, especially being in my 30s and like, oh my gosh, all these college graduates, 21, 22, 23-year-olds. All the things, right? So I won't even get into the physical aspect of it because I feel like all of us know what we need to do to be physically ready. With all of that, I will say the one thing of Indoc is, well, outside of your PRT and the PFA that you need to be ready for, is drill. And for the love, if you are not doing some form of HIIT training in addition to running, push-ups, plank, go ahead and incorporate that every single day, as often as you can. Our class was probably one of the most physically fit classes. I am saying that biasly, but I also believe we are one of the most fit classes, especially of the classes that went before us or came after us, just because our gunnery sergeant was just that phenomenal with our discipline, drill, and PT. So all that to say, yes, you wake up during Indoc, sometimes 4:30, I'm sorry, let me back up. You reveille at 4:35. 5 is always the latest. So, depending on what that means to you, I always woke up at least 30 minutes before reveille because you have too much stuff that you need to do. Guys, you have to shave, right? Ladies, you have to contain all of this in your perfectly manicured regs, all before reveille. I took the advice of some of the other ladies and actually slept in my PT clothes, because if you shower at night and you're clean, because you have to shower at night, guys, for the love, shower at night. I'm actually amazed that some people chose not to shower and went every other day or whatever. Ew. Indoc is not that time that this is where you experiment with hygiene. We have seen from infections to you have to shower every single time you get a chance, except in the morning. Don't shower in the morning. After PT, that's why you have your little body wipe things. You're running. I was like, you don't want to be late, make your company late, especially because breakfast chow, you don't want to miss that. You don't want to be late to that. So all that to say, one thing that works for me, wake up at least 30 minutes, even if your hatchmate's still asleep, shut off your alarm clock as early as you can, and then get your hygiene done so you can get out of each other's ways, communicate that. And then I immediately started stretching. I have never stretched more in my entire life than I did during Indoc. And I'm not joking. I was more flexible and thankfully did not get injured. And most of your injuries, pulled hamstrings, everything and people roll because they don't stretch or not hydrated enough. So 2 things. You will drink gallons of water. Our class team allowed us to have electrolytes. Hallelujah. I don't know what your class team will let you do, so that's a weird, cool thing that we were authorized. But all that to say, drink your Gatorade at breakfast, drink your Gatorade at lunch. Eat what you can. Eat all the time. I had oatmeal, eggs, the chow hall food. You can't complain. It's food. You can't control it. Eat whatever you can as fast as you can. You get 10 minutes, 12 minutes. I'd have to look at the OCR to remember. So all that to say, breakfast was literally my most favorite meal of the day because it means I made it through morning PT and I was ready to go on with the rest of the day. And of course you have drill, you have pit sessions if you need a pit session, and you'll understand what the pits are when you arrive and you start seeing them. And so, but just know everything in Indoc is for your betterment. And if you make the most of it, take advantage of it, and don't sandbag, you will come out of Indoc so much stronger. And that's kind of where your team, morale will truly start getting its footing. And so, again, this is just, I can talk about Indoc forever. So I'll cut it there, and then I'll talk more about Indoc, because there's so much more still to talk about in the next video. But again, 2 things. When you wake, I'm talking about if you're not peeing in the middle of the night, hydration, at least 1 time, you're not hydrated enough in Indoc. So if you don't like water, you might want to get over it now, because it's the only way you survive, is if you stretch, you hydrate, and you eat probably, I don't even know how many calories, a lot of calories. All the oatmeal you can get your hands on, that's no joke. I lived by oatmeal in the morning. So anyways, I'll stop because I can go into food and all the other things. You're welcome to send me questions and feedback. Again, I'll have to talk a little bit more about Indoc, because I have a whole nother perspective that I have to share. So stay tuned. I'll catch you next time.